shadows fall, dimming the light. Whispers grow, a rising tide. Vindicator, where do you hide? Steel is over, heart ablaze. Through smoky haze, he sets his gaze. Justice calls a burning need. A city's wounds he vows to heed. From cobbled streets to tower high, Vindicator takes to the sky. Strikes back with iron hands, defender of this promised land. Breaks the chains, sets spirits free. Vindicator for all to see. Whispers turn to thunderous roar as shadows creep. He slams the door on tyranny's cruel, grasping hand. He fights for freedom, takes a stand with courage born of darkest night. He ignites hope, a guiding light. Strikes back with iron hands, defender of this promised land. Breaks the chains, sets spirits free. Vindicator for all to see. Though battles rage and darkness reigns, hope's ember burns within his veins. He'll never yield, he'll never fall. He answers freedom's clarion call. Strikes back with iron hands, defender of this promised land. Breaks the chains, sets spirits free. Vindicator for all to see. A symbol etched against the moon. Vindicator rising soon.
Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? So, lots to talk about today. Obviously, the main thing that people want to talk about is this whole digital ID thing. Now, as I explained in my video this morning, it's a smokescreen. This was put out deliberately by Keir Starmer as a smokescreen for his latest scandal, which was it was just starting to break in the news as he made this announcement. It was about his chief of staff hiding hundreds of thousands in campaign donations to basically pave Keir Starmer's way into number 10 Downing Street. So what they've done is Keir Starmer's come out, he's put a smokescreen out, said, oh, we'll just announce digital ID, that'll throw him off the scent. And that's exactly what he did. Now, if you look, social media is absolutely awash with talk of digital ID. There's a petition. We're going to look at that in a minute. We're going to look at the petition. We're actually going to talk about is, will the petition be effective? Will this raise awareness? But what ultimately will this petition do? We'll have a look at that in a bit. But yeah, how are you all doing? Hope you're all doing great. I've got some of the comments when we get into this. See what's going on. Hi, Jack. Hi, Kevin. Jack again. Hi, Steve. How you doing, mate? Mark. Kevin. That's me. Mick Rabby. How you doing, mate? Hello. Hi, Stefan. How you doing? And hello from Scotland. Hello from Scotland. Yeah, hello from the Peak District. Hi, Nicola H. So yeah, let's get into it. Right, so let's discuss the petition. Let's go and take a look at the petition, shall we? Get it up. So the petition is currently, as you can see, can you all see that? Look on the stream. Yeah, you can all see that, can't you? Yeah. So it's currently on 896. So it keeps going up. It's going up as we speak. This one has really taken off. Now, I'm going to try and question the effectiveness of this because it's past the threshold already. So if you don't already know about parliamentary petitions, if they pass 100,000 signatures, it automatically, the parliament will consider it for debate. And this is the important part of the petition, right? They don't automatically consider it for debate once it goes past 100,000. Yeah. It just means they will consider it. So they can just ignore this. They don't have to deal with this at all. There's no legal framework in which they have to address this petition. It's just, you know, Parliament considers all petitions that get more than 100,000 signatures for a debate. It doesn't mean they have to, they can just ignore this. It carries no weight whatsoever. That's what a lot of people don't understand. They think, oh, once you get past the 100,000 mark, the government is going to debate this in Parliament. Now, given the nature of this, this might actually get a debate in Parliament. This is probably the one petition that might actually carry some weight because of the nature that MPs in Parliament who are against this, which is quite a few, might use this petition as weight behind them for the argument they have. So it says here, government will respond. Government responds to all petitions that get more than 10,000 signatures. And we've seen this in the past before. There was one petition that when Starmer got into power, people called for an immediate general election because he didn't have a mandate. All the government did was just ignore it. They just ignored it. It says, yeah, they gave a response. They just said the government was elected, due process, democratic process. We're not calling a general election at this time. So that's what they can just dismiss these out of hand. An interesting part of this, though, is you can actually go and have a look. You can show on the map just whereabouts in the country. You can see it's almost red with people signing the petition. We can go district by district and have a look and see where the people are voting for this. So we'll have a look at the areas where it's darkest first. So the darkest place, I would say, on the map is here. So this is Whitehaven and Workington. Josh McAllister, MP, Labour, 2,216 signatures. So that's 2.3 something of the 93,000 constituents that are actually there. Well, actually, we're going to take a look at Chesterfield. We'll have a look at Chesterfield, shall we? I think it's around here somewhere. Chesterfield, that's Sheffield, Hallam. We'll find it. It's northeast. Zoom in a bit on it. There we go. I think that's it there. That it. Chesterfield, there we go. So, Chesterfield, Mr. Toby Perkins, as we all know, the useless fucking mong that's the MP for our town. So we've only got 1,544, which stands to reason because this is a very lefty stronghold, Chesterfield. So it's more or less, 1.6% of 94,200 constituents. So there you go. So at the chat. The petition is meaningless unless it exceeds 30 million. I would have to agree with that. So I've got some of the comments people are saying. Hi, how you doing? Steve saying, but it doesn't have to be debated in the Commons itself. They can do it in a private committee. Yeah. Well, I'm just going by what they've said in the past, though, Steve. What they've done in the past, they basically ignored petitions that have had 6 million signatures on them. in the past. There was another petition not long ago for another general election. They just ignored that one as well. What I'm saying is that a lot of people put their faith in these petitions as some kind of outlet for their anger. But the trouble is, half the time the government can just dismiss them. Like, nah, we're not debating that. We're not debating that. We're not debating that. They can pick and choose what they want to debate. There's no authority behind a petition to make a government address a petition. That's what I'm trying to say. So Reform haven't said anything yet. They've not said anything on this. Has anybody got anything from Reform that they've actually addressed this yet? I think, has Nigel Farage addressed it? Because I'll go and have a look for it on Twitter. So look at this. All people on benefits will be screwed as if they don't agree. If they don't agree, they won't be able to survive. There'll be so many people who will be distraught over this. Right, I'm going to address this right now, right? I don't think digital ID is going to come in. I don't think he's going to do it. Like I said, this was just a distraction tactic from the scandal that was about to break about his, a whole host of scandals that he's involved in. Liz Truss came out and said something interesting. She said by the time that he's got this implemented, it would be what? It says he can't do it straight away. This is going to take time. So she suggested it would probably take his entire full term to try and get this implemented. And let's face it, right? The Labour Party couldn't run a piss up in a brewery, could they? They're just incompetent beyond belief, these people. Their entire front bench is basically a special needs class. So you're asking the people from a special needs class to try and implement a nationwide ID scheme. They're just not capable of it. So by the time they've got all the kinks worked out and they're ready to go, 2029 is going to come round. Keir Starmer will be Prime Minister by then because he's going to be long gone. And there'll just be no taste for it. I don't see it happening. There's just too much public outrage, outrage by the public, outrage by members of parliament, because for once, this is something that will affect them. That's why they're against it. Don't forget, every adult in the country will have to carry a digital ID card. That means your whereabouts, everything will be able to be tracked. That includes members of parliament. So for the first time, there's something that he's trying to push through, Keir Starmer, that affects everybody, not just the public. It affects the politicians in parliament as well. That's why they're so against it, because they don't want their backhand door deals being made public or being tracked that could be used as leverage against them by the government, do they? I'll stop sharing that. So yeah, the petition, I don't see it carrying any weight. Look, we've got to look at the past. Have any of the other petitions done something? Well, Tom Fury, you know Tom Fury is Tom Generation X. He suggested to me, he sent me a private DM. He said the only thing that would draw attention to it would be to actually do a petition and then document it from creating it till end and actually showing how ineffective petitions are to raise awareness to it, and then make a video of it and post it worldwide so the whole world can see how the government just ignores these petitions. I agree, and that would kind of yes, Nigel has addressed it. Earliest would be 2028, exactly. So people are around in blind panic thinking this is going to happen overnight. It's not. The logistics of it are insane. You've got basically to implement this digital ID. You've got to build a whole new infrastructure within government. They've got to build up a whole new government agency to oversee the digital ID, its implementation, its monitoring. That takes time. They're not going to do that overnight. So people are in a blind panic thinking this is just going to come in straight away, like they tried to do with the COVID passport. That would probably be the template for it. would be the COVID passport and, you know, the digital health ID thing. They'd tie that all in together, but it takes time. And like I said, just think about how incompetent these people are with how they run things. They can't even manage our border, can they? So we talk about people trying to implement a massive undertaking. They're just not capable of it. This is it. This is the reason why. Exactly right, Gary Ford. Digital ID control system. Big story to cover Starmer and McSweeney's 740,000 admin error. Best remind all, just in case we forget. Exactly. So this was the amount of money that McSweeney hid in campaign donations to fund Keir Starmer's rise to number 10. So this is the reason why the digital ID has been put into the news cycle, is to cover this story. Nobody's talking about this anymore now. It's all about digital ID, as I stated in my video this morning. That's what they're doing it for. So don't panic about digital ID coming in overnight. It's going to take them years, and within that time, there'll be cases coming out. There might even be legal cases, might be court cases to prevent the government from doing this anyway, because it's not in the Labour Party's manifesto. There are literally loads of Labour MPs that are against this as well, believe it or not. Loads of Clive Lewis, he's against it. There's lots of the big name Labour MPs who are against this. Now, this could be just because they want to stick the knives into Starmer and get him to step down. Could be. Missing. It's no wonder Lego head can't do a son's yet. So yeah, that's what it's all about. All this kind of stuff. So basically, I'm doing this live stream today. There's no particular topic or anything like that. I'm just doing this live stream as a chat with you guys. I'm gonna have a look at the. We'll have a look at my Twitter feed. We'll see what's going on there, and you'll see it's literally all about. It's literally all about the digital life. People just panicking. They think, you know, this is going to happen overnight. We're going to stop it. It's years away. It's years away from them implementing it. So I'll have a look at this in a minute. Oh, this looks interesting in a minute. Right, we'll get this up. I'm seeing this might be a bit of breaking news. This. So right, okay. This is British Patriot. Right, so look at this. So, breaking. Major cyber attack hits London nurseries, stealing children's photos, addresses, and sensitive data. The cyber attackers demand ransom and an undisclosed amount to prevent leaking information to the dark web. Britain is not a safe country. Holy crap. So, yeah, there you go, right? So this is the government. The government can't even keep this information safe. So are we really going to believe that they can keep safe all our personal information on a digital ID? Can't even keep our children's information safe. Have a look, see what we can see. Rupert Lowe, MP, digital ID as MP. I won't do it. I will not comply. I hope you will stand with me. Yep, I think that's everybody. So AY audits is out for all those people that say this money is not out. He is out. He's out again doing his stuff, as you can see here. I was assaulted just now at this migrant hotel by a migrant. Can anyone guess what the police done? I bet they've arrested AY audits. I bet he's been arrested. So to all those people who are saying that he wasn't out and about, he is. I haven't verified this, but it seems Starmer is coming for the online right, as Steve Laws was arrested recently too. Right, okay. Pete North, Northern Variant, has been arrested by North Yorkshire Police this evening with allegations of unspecified dirty word hate crime on X. He is currently being detained at Harrogate Police Station. Please retweet. Okay, should do that right now. Yeah, there's obviously a clampdown coming. There's a clampdown coming on anybody watching this. The state of our police, tireless staff, well, they rejected that they are public servants. Let's see what this is about then. Push that down a little bit. There we go. All right.
But move out of the way, stupid!
You call me stupid?
Yeah, get your hands off me! Get your hands off me!
Call me stupid?
Keep your hands off me!
You can't put hands
Keep your hands off me!
You're trying to find out what's going on.
Stupid! Keep your hands off me!
You're not aggressive here. What's going on? Calm him down.
What are you going to do about this?
You can't. What's happening inside?
Do you condone that sort of behaviour?
Right, let's calm it down. Listen, Constable, you can't put hands on with him for calling you stupid.
You better apologise right now.
I'm not apologising.
You will.
I'm not apologising.
You will apologise right now.
Look, Jesus, look the state of them. The absolute state of them. They're out of control, aren't they? Yeah, let's see what some of the comments are saying about this. They're out of control. Think about this. They've been working on this before the big announcement. The system is probably ready in place. Might just need a bit of tweaking to include everything required. Could be. Good point. Good point. Might already be in place. Shocking. The police are shocking. It's who? That's an UK NTT video showing now. What's that? UK Meet the Tyrants. Is that it? Gotcha. I know he can be a little bit dramatic, but he doesn't deserve that, does he? See all the comments. Yeah, he's a bit dramatic. I saw him. Was this the guy who was at the? It was like a lorry depot, and he was acting like a complete knob outside. Don't get me wrong. There are some great auditors out there, but there are some auditors that give auditors a bad name. They're just too aggressive and too angry. It's an old video, right? Okay. Okay, then we'll move on from this one then. French police are complicit in trafficking illegal migrants to Britain. Well, we knew that all along, didn't we? They just escort them. They've got buses there escorting them in. Alan Brooks, this is horrifying. No wonder you can't see a dentist, a doctor, or access many services. No wonder there's no homes for our poorest breaking. UK population increased by more than 750,000 in 12 months, mostly due to migration. And people say it's a conspiracy theory about the Great Replacement theory. 750,000 people in the space of 12 months. Shocking. An asylum hotel in Chichester, an illegal migrant has just been returned from a driving lesson courtesy of the British taxpayer. A patron says, "Scum, I paid for that." I know this is an old video, this one, but it's true. I forgot to cover this. Yeah, they're getting free driving lessons, right? Now, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Because when I was putting in I was on Universal Credit, lost my job, got made redundant. And I went to the job centre and I was looking at jobs, driving jobs, stuff like that. I want to be a mobile security patrol officer. And I said, is there any chance that you can give me some help towards driving lessons? You know, it would help me back into work. And, you know, it would be a skill. They said no, because it's a luxury. They told me no, it's a luxury. And this is to somebody that's paid into the system all their life. Yet we get these people who were given free driving lessons. They've not even been in the country a year or so. They're getting driving lessons. They're getting everything. Absolutely everything. Makes me sick. Look, comments. Everyone is saying, Starmer, that Well, everyone is saying it's Starmer that forced the police to turn up. I think it's very likely it's local community leaders that may be behind many of the Hurty word arrests. Yeah, I think it is too. Yeah, it's coordinated. It's for community cohesion. So, Jack, this is why you need to be careful in the chat, mate, in the comments. Because you might be a little bit anonymous on your channel, but when you come post on my channel, don't forget there are people watching. There are always people watching my channel. And they will be looking for anybody making any kind of dodgy comment, and they'll use it against you, mate. But we're only doing it for your own good. We're not doing it because we don't like you or anything like that. It's for your own good. We're trying to protect you from yourself sometimes. That's what we're doing it for, buddy. So this is the guy from the other day. We need to talk about the judge who spared a Muslim man prison time after he attacked someone with a knife. We saw this on the live stream the other day. Turns out he has an interesting history. Oh, well, this should be interesting. Let's take a look at this. This is what I like doing on Twitter. It's just like looking at all these things and just... That's the guy who chased after the guy with a knife and tried to stab him in the road, if you remember. So I'm assuming this is the judge. The judge who spared a Muslim man, Masua Kadri, whatever his name is, that attacked a protester as he burned a copy of the Quran outside the Turkish consulate in London, is facing accusations of two-tier justice. Okay. In February, Kadri 59 was filmed. This is the actual incident. This is the guy slashing him. Didn't get any prison time, guys. Just got a suspended sentence. In February 59, filmed slashing Hamit Kusum 51 with a bread knife and telling him, "This is my religion, I'm going to kill you," before kicking him multiple times on the floor in February. Nakami's conduct broke several laws: possession of a bladed article, threatening with a blade, threats to kill, assault by beating, actual bodily harm, affray, and linked to religious aggravation. Yet the Crown Prosecution Service, CPS, under BLM supporting director Stephen Parkinson, curiously only charged Kadri with 2 offences: possession of a knife and common assault. It later emerged Kadri had also attempted to mislead investigators. He sent them a photo of a palette knife rather than the bread knife he had actually wielded. A bread knife is rather, I'd say, sharper than a palette knife. Yeah, exactly. Such deception would normally be considered an aggressive factor and would lead to harsher sentence. It is perversion of the course of justice. Despite this, however, Circuit Judge Adam Hiddleston sentenced Kadri to just 20 weeks suspended for 18 months, meaning he walked free. He was only ordered to perform 150 hours of unpaid work, attend 10 days of rehabilitation, and pay 150 in costs. Wow. How much time in prison do you think Tommy Robinson would have got if he'd have tried that? Or any of us have tried this. How much time in prison do you think we'd have got? We'd have got the absolute book thrown at us. We'd have got the maximum sentence for each one of those offences, wouldn't we? You're probably looking at about, Steve will probably say this, but I'd say you're probably looking about, a couple of decades in prison for all of that. Yet this guy, just walked free. During his sentencing remarks, Hiddleston declared, "Knife crime of any sort is something that these courts take extremely seriously. When armed with a knife, there's always the possibility that really serious injury or death, even unintended, could result." But moments later, seemingly contradicting himself, "I see no reason for that sentence to result in immediate custody. I have already observed that your mitigation reflects a high respected and valued individual. I accept your remorse and I accept that there is an almost non-existent chance of repetition of this behavior." Really? So what happens if somebody decides to insult Islam in front of him? What happens if somebody decides to belittle the Prophet Muhammad in front of him? Do you think he's going to have the same reaction? He reacted like that to somebody burning a book. What an absolute load of horse shit that is. That is, unless Curry presumably sees someone else criticising Islam. Exactly, just, yeah. Funny how non-violent Southport protesters' positive character references didn't hold much comparative weight. Exactly, Lucy Conley, Wayne O'Rourke, people like that. Following the judgment, researchers began examining Hiddleston's past rulings, and those efforts turned out fruitful. Oh, this is going to be interesting, isn't it? Outlet Guido Fawkes discovered that Hiddleston jailed a 35-year-old businessman in 2021 for 1 year for sending rude and threatening emails to Burko, Ed Davey, Ian Blackford, Jeremy Corbyn, and Amber Rudd. Dirty words. Dirty words are more important than violence. I'm going to show you something in a minute as well to just show you where this is all going. The man had written about shooting someone in the face and referenced decapitation. By most standards, the content was indeed vile, but it involved no physical violence. In that case, Hiddleston said, I have no doubt that you did harbour a deep-seated animosity towards those who held opposing views to your own, and that appeared to have been your motivation. The contents of those emails were vile. So not running out into the middle of the road, kicking somebody while they're down, then trying to stab them. That's not vile, apparently. That's not vile at all. This trend of punishing words more severely than material violence continued when observing Hiddleston's other past judgments. In July 2024, he gave 2 asylum seekers, one Egyptian, another Algerian, community orders after they robbed a man of his £225,000 Rolex. One ripped the watch off the victim's wrist, while the other covered his mouth to silence his cries. Wow. One received a 2-year community order, and the other 3 were further given 150 hours of unpaid work and 40 hours of rehabilitation. We can see the 2-tier justice before our eyes, can't we? I'm going to come back to the chat in a bit. I'll have a look at some of the comments, but I just want to read this out. He stirred more controversy after his remarks during the Qatari nationals' sentencing emerged earlier in June. The Qatari had been convicted of sexual assault and attempted rape after he dragged a woman into a toilet and molested her for 5 excruciating minutes at the Royal Brompton Hospital in Chelsea. In a victim impact statement, the woman said, I was so scared I felt frozen with fear. I couldn't go anywhere. Although the incident lasted a few minutes, it felt like ages to me. My life has never been the same. When the court heard the arguments that his cultural upbringing partly explained his behaviour, Hiddleston responded, I appreciate the cultural differences between the world in which you grew up and in the United Kingdom, but you knew perfectly well what you were doing was against her wishes. The strange thing is, under the Qatari Penal Code, rape is punishable by life imprisonment and even death in some cases. It thus remains somewhat of a mystery why Hiddleston seemingly accepted that the offender's culture could offer any mitigation. The predator received 7 years in prison given the nature of the number of offences committed. A consecutive sentence could have been extended well beyond 10 years. So again, it's leniency all the time, isn't it? For context, Hiddleston previously belonged to 3 paper buildings, 3 PB, whatever that is, a barrister's set known for defending asylum seekers in legal challenges against the Home Office. There you go. There you go. It's his politics coming to play. I don't even need to go any further with this. It's his politics coming to play. This is what's wrong with our judicial system. This is why it needs a complete overhaul. We need to purge these people from the system and put people in there who are impartial, who have no political leanings whatsoever. Justice needs to become blind again. Justice needs to become for all and equally applied to everybody. I'll look at some of the comments. Let's have a look at some of the comments. Jeremy Newman, he served as CEO for the Jewish Leadership Council from 26 2006, 2013, but registered amid allegations of financial misconduct. Look it up, remember he called us nonsense. Yeah. It's obvious the judges, look at this. It's obvious the judges have been told to hit hard for 30 words. Can't be anything else. Yeah, exactly. These judges are unreal. Yep. But the threat has to be a valid threat as it means motive and opportunity. Exactly. Jeremy Newman is a British politician and former leader of the Jewish Labour movement. He previously served as CEO to the Jewish Leadership Council. Yeah, we've seen that, yeah. VSB knife crime can be up to 20 years in ABH inquiry. However, slight is involved in ABH 14 years, plus lead instrument enhancement. So you can get 20 years just for one of those offences alone. So it just shows you how lenient the judge was being in that instance. And it's once again, it's like in America, the activist judges, they're giving out lenient sentences whilst coming down hard on people that aren't migrants, aren't they? Exactly, that's a good point. You get more time writing a tweet complaining about him. Yes, you would. Right, so let's go and take a look at this for a minute. I'm going to this. Right, so I posted this earlier on my feed. Go and have a look at it. Go up here. So for those who are just coming in, AY Audits is active. It looks like he's been arrested at a hotel. So yeah, he has been active. Here we go. This is what I want to show everybody. So here we go. Right, get on here. We'll share it. I'm actually seeing that. It's actually being shared at the minute. Yeah, it's sharing. Right. Okay, it's sharing already. That's all right. And so this is. Don't know who this guy is. Alexandria. So I can't even pronounce it. I'm never going to attempt it. Right. So a communist system can be recognised by the fact it spares the criminals and criminalises the political opponent. So what are we seeing lately with our judiciary? What exactly are we seeing? We're seeing political opponents getting more prison time than actual criminals. We've just witnessed some of it just right there. So this is how you can identify a communist system. It's worth noting, isn't it? Absolutely worth noting about what is going on. Let's have a look at some bookmarks. So I don't know who this guy is, but I think this could be the person who we saw earlier was being arrested. I think it could be him.
What, you're taking me away now?
Yes, so you're under arrest, so you're going.
Right, so look at this. Right. Wow, UK police storm a man's home at midnight, body search, arrest, and detain him for posting on social media. Now imagine a digital ID tracking your every move and opinion, leading to arrest for free speech. Britain is no longer a democracy. Britain is fast declining. You can't argue with that, can you, at all? Watch this.
So if you've got stuff you'd like to gather, obviously I'm more than willing to talk through what you're able to take with you.
What, you're taking me away now?
Yes, so you're under arrest, so you're going to Harrogate, unfortunately.
You're taking me to Harrogate in the middle of the night over a tweet?
I am, unfortunately.
Is this what you signed up the police to do?
This is my role. I'm trying to be reasonable with you here.
So
if there's stuff you'd like to gather, I'm more than willing to allow you to gather some sort of stuff like medication, if you've got any numbers you need. But at the moment,
you join the police to go and arrest people at night for tweets online.
Do you need?
This is why thousands are leaving the police force. It's because of things like this. They don't really want to do it, but they should just disobey the order. Disobey the order. Say, I'm not following that order. But unfortunately, the ones that would do that are leaving the police force. They're not actually raising concerns about the orders they're being given. They're just leaving. They're taking voluntary retirement. They're just voluntary resigning, which means they're quitting the job rather than having to do this. Thousands. I forget the statistics, but it was quite a lot. This is why they're on a recruitment drive at the minute. They're seriously undermanned the police now because lots of people just said, yeah, we didn't sign up for this shit. We're leaving. unfortunately, that means that once the good police officers leave because they've got a conscience, we're left with the absolute shit like this.
Need any medication? I can't imagine that you are going to be in very long, but do you need any medication that you take at night?
No.
No. Do you need anything else you can think of? Wallet?
Uh,
Want to change your shoes or all?
I'd like to put some shoes on if that's all right with you. Righty, huh?
We will give you a search here.
Search? What?
Yeah, just to make sure there's nothing in your pocket that you can harm yourself with whilst you're being transported in the van. We're going to do it in here rather than outside so all your neighbours can go.
Oh, fill your boots, mate. You do understand that I'm going to make a maximum fuss about this free
That's
speech
fine.
union.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys just doing your jobs, obviously, but your dickhead bosses have just opened up a world of shit.
Trust
really
me,
have.
if I didn't have to be here, I wouldn't have been. But I'm happy to give you.
I'm quite certain
any
you two have got like 50 better things to do. Because what's your patch? Your Harrogate, Northallerton.
We're referred to as Hambleton. So
Yeah.
We're also Harrogate District.
Yeah.
So if
But
you're
of
able
course,
to
like the police they're not going to be able to credibly tell anybody that they're under resourced now.
Yeah, exactly. Don't let police tell you the future when your house is being burgled or one of your kids has been mugged that they lack resources, because they clearly have plenty of resources. They're just choosing to use them for different things, aren't they?
No, if they're sending people out to
we can
arrest
have that
people
debate
for
later
tweets.
on. Are you
Well,
able
it's
to
no point
stand
us
up?
debating it, is it? It's your dickhead bosses. Could
Am I
you,
able to-
right, yeah, just a second. Would you,
We'll be taking that first, unfortunately.
right, okay,
Yeah.
well, just a second before you do.
So they're confiscating all of his electronics as they always do. That is just done purposely so you can't. I believe this guy's an auditor. I think this is the guy that was being talked about earlier in that other tweet that I was looking at. I think this is who they were referring to earlier. Let's have a look. When I reposted that, I think this is it. Yeah, Pete North, Northern Variant, FUD Daily has been arrested by North Yorkshire. No, is that North? Is that the same police? Detained in Harrogate. Yeah, it is. It's the same guy, isn't it? Harrogate. Yeah, it's the same guy. So this is the guy from that. This is the guy from that video that was being arrested. Pete North, Northern Variant at FUD Daily has been arrested by North Yorkshire Police this evening with allegations of unspecified dirty word hate crime on X. He is currently being held in Harrogate Police Station. Please retweet. So that was actually the arrest of this person here. Wow. Right, Gary, I'm going to say this once, mate, right? You posted that 3 or 4 times now. Don't spam in the chat. You said your piece, you keep spamming it. Don't spam comments, please. Yeah, we get your message. I put it up on the screen. People have seen it. Please don't spam it in the chat. Thank you. Some of the comments. Even when I was in the army, I refused an order, and yes, got disciplined, but stood my ground and got equivalent of an FA8, no further action. Yeah, exactly. The people don't realise, and Steve will tell you this, the police have an obligation, a legal obligation, to refuse to carry out an order that they feel is illegal. They have that obligation. Similar like you have to do in the army. If you think that an order is illegal, then you have to stay so. You have to I don't agree with this order, or I'm carrying out this order under duress or whatever. But you have to put it on the record, because if later on it turns out the order was illegal and you didn't refuse it, then you've got no leg to stand on, because ignorance is no defence. Obviously, we had PSSO try to arrest a delivery guy for using Stanley knife to cut packing off plasterboard. It didn't go well. On the site, yeah. PCSO. I don't understand PCSOs, that they're just, a PCSO is less used than those cardboard cutout police officers you see in shop windows. You'd be better off carrying around one of those cardboard cutout police officers than a PCSO. See if I can bring one up on screen actually. Yeah, I don't rate PCSOs at all. They're shocking. I just kicked myself out. There you go. I would advise people to look at the Bill of Rights. You will say this stuff that they are doing is unlawful, but don't teach this in police school anymore. There's a reason for it. The thing is about the Bill of Rights, a lot of it has been overwritten. A lot of the Bill of Rights has been overwritten, so you have to be careful what you tell people to look at. Yes, I refused an order from a detective sergeant once. Yeah. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was looking at so I'm searching for it. Images. I just want to show people what they are. They're hilarious. Here we go. I'll share this on screen if I can. Oh, God. There we go. That's it. Right, I'll share this. Yeah, you'd be better off. This would be better off than a PCSO. Just carrying one of these cardboard cutouts than a PCSO. You know, you just get a lot of, like, a bit of I don't know, some sheeting of wood. Put some of these along the edge as you're going along, and make it look like you've got a gang of police officers with you. Yeah, that'd be more use than a PCSO. Trust me, I've dealt with PCSOs. They're absolutely shocking. I remember that too, Steve. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they used to get stolen from supermarkets. Yeah, right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do the usual thing. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. If you want to come in and have a look, you can do. Let's see if our friend the troll is about. Let's see if our little court jester is going to come in today and have a chat. Let's have a look. What if he'll try to arrest me again? So he's going to come to my house and arrest me or bang me up for free speech. Anybody wants to come in, you can do. The link's in the chat now. Well, thanks for your service, Stuart. Thanks, mate. Anybody want to come in, have a chat? Posted the links in the chat now. Anybody wants to come in? So while we're waiting for someone to come in, let's talk about Sunday. If everybody doesn't know, Sunday big protest at the Sandpiper Hotel in Chesterfield. The main protest starts at 4 o'clock. I'm going to be there from 2 o'clock onwards because the lefties are going to be there at 3. So I want to be there in plenty of time watching these people assemble, maybe get some footage of them. But yeah, I might live stream the first part of it because I'm going to have to get some serious battery power going if I'm going to live stream, because my phone sucks up juice from its battery pretty quickly when I'm live streaming. So it might be partially live streamed, partially a video that you have to watch the next day. I am going to be using the body cam. The body cam is going to be on there. Body cam, GoPro. That footage might be exclusively on Twitter. Just to split it up a bit so not all the footage is in one place. So if they do try to take it down, there's still footage of the protest. Yeah. Right, I'm going to let you come in for a minute, Stefan, and then I'm going to call it, I think. Unless somebody else wants to come in, we'll see. So I'm going to give Stefan about 5 minutes, and then we'll see if somebody else will now call it a day on the live stream.
You all right?
Doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate. Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah. So, AY Audits has been nicked, did you say?
Well, it looks that way. If you saw it, he was out. Apparently, he went to an illegal hotel. He was allegedly assaulted by a migrant there, and he just put at the bottom. Guess what the police did in response? So we know what they did. They arrested him, didn't they? That's got to be what it. Yeah. Yeah,
of course they did. That was blatantly obvious. So remember, they put a target on his back as well, didn't they? You know, to some extent, which I think is bang out of order. You know, and it's you know, all of this seems to be accumulation of their tactics. It's like with the digital ID, they keep pushing this digital ID, but we all know why they're doing that. And it's not obviously for nefarious reasons, but the stuff about the people who've been backing Starmer and how he got into power, I think that's more what they're interested in hiding than obviously, because they can't implement the digital ID. It's not going to happen tomorrow, is it? You know.
No. And somebody suggested in the chat that maybe it's already in place, but thinking about that, think about it logically, they would have to hide it. They would have to hide it before they implemented it, and these people aren't capable of hiding anything. Somebody would have leaked it. Somebody would have come out and said, "Yeah, look they're bringing in."
No, but they're not the sharpest tools in the shed, are they? None of them. So
no, I think it's given too much credit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, far too much credit. But Starmer's obviously in big trouble, because whether he'll actually get in big trouble or not is another thing. But obviously his donors and the way that they've come about in giving him his money.
Let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask you a question. How do you think he's dodging all these scandals? Because since he came in like a year ago, it's been nothing but scandal after scandal after scandal. Yet he's still PM. How is that even possible?
Well, it's the narratives that they push out, isn't it? And the deflection tactics. You know, I mean, what about the old the rent boy thing? Do you remember that? Not so long ago.
Yeah, well, we know what happened there, don't we? He would have put a D notice in place, banning the mainstream media from talking about it. That's why it just got dropped out of the news cycle.
Yeah, and the fact is that he's a lawyer, and he's a bent as a butcher's hook lawyer, and we know what they're good at, and that's lying and deceiving. So you know, it's in his armory. And if he's got people like this McSweeney, what a fucking evil bastard this man is, mate.
Oh,
He for me, him and Blair are running this shit show. That's what I think. This McSweeney, that's the man that needs to be brought to some sort of justice, if that's ever going to be possible. But he is. I've read some stuff about him, and he is seriously dodgy. Seriously dodgy.
You know what will happen though, don't you? You know, once they've implemented this, once they've wrecked the country, these people aren't staying around for the wrecked country. They're going to be gone. They'll be going to a nice South American country with no extradition rules in place, and they'll spit out the rest of their lives, minted in money, away from this country, living a life of luxury.
Oh yeah, they can go anywhere in the world where they want to go, but yet they're going to try and implement where you can't even leave your own town. You know, it's like I said the other day, it's communism, liberal socialist fucking communism.
Yeah,
and they want all of us to adhere by these fucking rules and laws that they're spurting out with no accountability. You know, how's it right that these people can make laws and not put any of these laws past the British people, the English people, the Welsh people?
He's dodging a lot of this stuff. He's dodged parliamentary scrutiny, hasn't he? He's dodged the debate that's supposed to take place, and nobody's raising any questions. But this is because we've got a very, very weak opposition in the Conservatives. Kemi Badenoch is useless.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, yeah, they are. But I mean, like I say, it's not an opposition, because an opposition will question what the main party is doing. And we know for the last 14 years, they've been doing it themselves.
Well, we've all said it, haven't we? They're the uni party. They would do exactly the same thing.
Yeah. But we just, obviously, we was, you know, let's face it, most normal-minded, free-thinking people would not have voted Labour in the first place. They got in very dodgy underhand.
But we know why, right? We know why they got into power. It was because the Tory vote completely collapsed and they won by default. That's it. They got less votes. They got less votes than when Jeremy Corbyn lost to Boris Johnson.
Yeah. And there's another one that should be fucking hanging, in my view, Boris Johnson, for what he's done.
Can you believe that, though? Can you believe there's still people out there with the bring back Boris bullshit?
Yeah, I mean, they obviously, these are the people that watch the mainstream media. That's all. You know, it just beggars belief how you could think that man is good for anything. I mean, you know, you talk about what he did in Ukraine. He went over there. They had a peace treaty. They're ready to be sorted out, and he went over and put the Kybers on it.
Exactly.
So many more people died because of that fucking sick bastard. Excuse my French.
No,
but you know, these people they're beyond evil. They really are. In fact, they're not even human. Because how can these people? Well, I say live with themselves. They can't look themselves in the mirror. They can't have any mirrors in their houses. That's all I can say.
They don't care, though, do they? They just don't care. No, they don't care about the consequences, because none of this affects them, mate.
Of course it doesn't. No, of course it doesn't. I mean, the only reason we're getting more highlighted every day about the migrant situation, or the parasites, as I like to call them, is because now they are coming into the small villages and they are getting affected. The middle class people, you know, and it's been put on our doorstep for decades. And, you know, it's I don't know.
So what's your opinion? What's your opinion on the petition? What do you think will happen with the petition?
But what is a petition? A petition is nothing more than a request. And a request can be turned down. And it will be turned down. And, you know, it's good maybe to get the figures of the people that are thinking the same way. But in the end, it's nothing more than a request. We have to demand.
It carries no power. It carries no power unless somebody in Parliament says, look at all these people that are against what you're trying to implement. It's not popular what you're doing. It could be useful that way. But as something to convince the government, it's useless. It will not convince them. They can just ignore it.
Yeah, of course they will, because they want the same outcome.
Yeah.
Don't they? They all want the same outcome. They want complete and utter control. And once they get this, if, you know, hope to whatever, the creator, whoever, that they don't get this, but say they do get this, that's endgame. That is literally endgame. They've got us. And there'll be nothing anybody can do about it, because it will be literally, I mean, we're in a totalitarian state anyway, as it is. But it will be so brutally obvious when that comes in that if you don't comply, governance is only by consent. Don't these fucking well, they do understand it. They're just like you said. They just don't care. It's only by consent.
It's the police as well. People don't really realise this as well. We were consented to be policed as well. They don't have any authority unless we give it to them.
Yeah, but no longer, like I said before, the government and the police, I don't know what you call them now, but they do not serve the people. They don't. So, you know, it's quite obvious to see. And they're implementing the rules and the legislation that's coming in from these corrupt politicians, and they're continuing with it. These, I just don't understand. They've stepped over the line and they're on the wrong side. People keep telling me there's good police officers out there, but you know, where are they?
Yeah. I've got somebody else wanting to come in now, mate. So I'm just gonna move you for a minute.
I'll speak to you again. Cheers, mate.
All right, mate. See you later. Bye. Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks, see you, mate. Thanks for talking. Hello, Keith. Hello, Keith.
Hello. Hello.
Oh, you're the troll again. Are you back again? Are you the troll?
Wait, what? What are you?
You're the troll again, aren't you, mate?
No, probably not. I honestly swear I don't know.
Yeah, you're the same guy.
No, probably.
So what do you want to say, mate? What have you come into the chat to say? What have you come into the live stream to say?
Well,
I can't hear a word you're saying because you're breaking up, mate.
oh, sorry. I wanted to have a discussion regarding this.
There now follows a party election broadcast by the British National Party.
Yeah, that was the troll. That was the troll again. He's back again. Bye. He just earned a ban. So that's that guy gone. So yeah, that was the troll. That's the guy that's been coming in for the past 3 live streams. First, he was an old age pensioner, pretend to be an old age pensioner. Then he was a police officer, and now he's pretending to be a muppet. Well, not pretending, he is a muppet. So that's that guy gone. He's banned from the channel. He's gone. RE consent. Most people don't realise that the appeal was against ID because it was a French idea. Didn't know that. Didn't know that at all. Right, guys, we've had the troll come in. He's banned now. He won't be coming back. He's been banned from coming in. So I'm going to end the stream here. Thanks for all coming along. We've been going for an hour. So you're coming on, Jack. Well, you were too late, Jack, because I'm ending the live stream. Thanks for all coming along. Don't forget to watch out for the live stream on Sunday. Not sure about a live stream tomorrow. Might give it a bit of a rest tomorrow. There will always be the morning walk video. That's going to be coming out tomorrow, but no live stream tomorrow because I'm doing one on Sunday. So be ready for that. I'm going to be streaming from probably about 2:30 on Sunday from the Sandpiper Hotel, the illegal immigrant hotel. Big protest coming. So yeah, watch out for that one. Thanks, Mr. Motorbike, for that one. Yeah, I shall see you all soon. This is Vindicator. Sign off. Thanks for coming on, baby. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And, you know, share my videos about. Thank you, everybody. This is Vindicator. Sign off. Thanks, Steve. Before I go, thank you, Steve. Thanks, Steve.